Hello students, welcome to the next class of the factors affecting the equation. Okay, in the last video we had learned regarding the different examples of steric hindrance, so how it affects for the rate of equation. You can see that previous video. So we'll continue with that effect here, steric effect. Now I have taken a 6-membered chelate ring here. So it's the same thing here, cobalt dichloro complex is there with this ligand, chelating ligand, that is propylene type CH2, NH2 is here, okay, amine CH2, 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 propylene diamine. Okay, so it's a type of propylene diamine complex chelating ligand here. So this is one complex. Now if I want to go for equation of this complex, so H2 I am adding here. The rate of equation you can see here 1000 into 10 to the power of minus 5, 1000 into 10 to the power of minus 5 per seconds. Okay, so it is very fast. It is very fast, like in the previous class we had learned with respect to the SN1 mechanism. Why? Because of the more steric hindrance here. Now the equation you can see here, so it is taken OH2, so we have taken here. Okay, so equation is happening here with one of the minus Cl, so one of the ligand is leaving the complex. So this equation is very fast. Okay, with pertaining to SN1 I have told you in the last video that if it is SN2 it is reverse. Okay, so this will be the least I can say the least rate of reaction, very low I can say, but here it is 1000. Okay, so it is more here in SN1 because the metal to ligand bond can be easily broken down. So metal to ligand bond can be easily broken down in the presence of what? In the presence of the steric hindrance. So this is beautiful example. The next final example we can here in the study. Now the next concept is the hydrolysis hydrolysis with the inert ligand with pi donor. This is very much important. Okay, this is one new concept here. So pi donor, so how it will affect. Now I have taken one complex of ethylene bis ethylene diamine cobalt hydroxyl chloride, okay, OH and Cl, and this is a complex here positive. Now see here, so one ligand I have chosen here as OH, okay, hydroxide, and here the same complex is there, bis ethylene diamine. Instead of hydroxyl I have chosen here NH3, okay, and ClCl, everything is same here. So why one ligand is changed here? Because we are learning with respect to pi donor. So OH is acting as very good pi, so oxygen is acting as very good pi donor. It has the p orbitals, okay, it has the p orbitals which is filled, okay, which is filled, whereas NH3 whatever the electrons is present here, so it is been utilized in the coordination. Okay, so this orbital is not suitable for overlap, okay, for giving the electrons for the metal ion. Now you see here equation, rate of equation I am going to do here. So you can see here water is their equation. The rate of reaction you can see here 1200 into 10 to the power of minus 5 per second. Per second, see 1200 for this OH. Okay, and you get equation here. OH is there, OH2. So equation is complete here. Plus 2 charge of the complex. Similarly, you can see here. So it is the same thing equation, but NH3 is there. You can see the rate of reaction. So here it is 0.05. See 0.05 into 10 to the power of minus 5 per second. Very low. So this is what the effect of pi donor. Okay, so oxygen is going to donate, and because of that what will happen, rate of equation is very fast, but in this case it is very slow. So this is the pi bond ability of the OH, pi bond ability of the OH. Now what is the mechanism? What is the mechanism behind this? See, I have taken again the same complex. I can write it here in this way, ethylene diamine in this way, okay, and one ethylene diamine here, chlorine I will take, and OH I will take here down, same complex, to learn the mechanism. So how the mechanism takes place here. Now same thing, minus Cl, so this will go now, so minus Cl. Okay, the reaction is very slow, and see here what happens here is you are going to see intermediate, okay, one type of square pillar type of intermediate here with what the orbitals of D2sp3 are having the cobalt octahedral ring, D2sp3 orbitals, okay, so D2sp3 orbitals, okay, and empty orbitals I can say, so empty orbitals. And you can see here OH, I said you oxygen is very good donor here. Now see here, so oxygen is filled orbitals is there, and these are the empty orbitals of the cobalt, D2sp3 hybrid orbitals of the cobalt, and they easily overlap with the p orbitals of the oxygen, forming a stable square planar type of stable intermediate stabilized by the pi bond. So this is an intermediate, okay, pi bond stabilized by the pi bond, and this stabilization leads to fast equation here. Okay, so Cl minus will be removed very far, will be removed very fast, and in this place you can see here OH2 is being applied. So this is what, okay, So here the rate of equation is very fast in the case of this OH ligand. Why? Because of the pi bonding, and intermediate stabilization. Okay, intermediate as square plus intermediate stabilized pi bonding, and this is what makes the rate of equation very fast in this case. Okay, now what the summary we can go from this summary. In the absence of the pi bonding inert ligand, see here, in the absence, okay, in the absence of the pi bonding inert ligand, what will happen? Both cis and trans isomers equate through the formation of the square planar intermediate of same geometry. That means if there is absence of pi bond, like here in NH3 here, so there is no pi bond here. Okay, so here what will happen? So as a summary, we can say that in the absence of pi bonding inert ligands, both cis and trans isomer equate. So it may be cis or trans, both will equate through the formation of square planar intermediate with the same geometry. So there is no change of geometry here. Whatever the product is having, the same geometry you are seeing in the reactant. So there is no change in the geometry if there is no pi bonded inner ligands into the complex. So this is what. Now the second case is in the presence of pi bond. See here, like means this one, in the presence of pi bond, cis isomer equate through pi bond square planar intermediate, like this. Okay, cis bond can be equating to this simple planar intermediate, and trans equates to trigonal bipyramidal. So trans will equate to trigonal bipyramidal. This is TBP. Okay, sp3d. So this is what trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So in the presence of pi bond, cis isomer equate through the pi bond square pyramidal intermediate. Trans equate through TBP. So trans will equate to 3BP and cis will equate through square planar intermediate. For which one? Which in the presence of pi bond in this case. Okay, in the presence of pi bond. Now similarly, the trigonal bipyramidal produced, okay, is a mixture of cis and trans. So it produces the mixture of cis and trans here. The product which is formed by the triangular bipyramidal sp3d in this intermediate, they are going to produce the mixture of cis and trans. So this is going to produce the mixture of cis and trans isomers, okay, products. Whereas the product which is proceeding through square planar, it leads to retention of geometry. That means whatever the geometry we had, we started with the reactant, the same we will have for the product. But if it passes through trigonal bipyramidal in this way, so it is very difficult for separation here, because there will be the mixture of cis and trans. Again, there is a problem here, but in this case it is very suitable. So that's why 90% of the reaction proceeds through this cis way, that is through square planar intermediate rather than the TBP. But the pi bonded ligand, if it is present, so what will happen? There is a complication here, that is intermediate, but the equation may proceed through TBP, which is very rare, or else SP, which is very common here. So common here, and if the pi bond is not there, so what will happen? There is no generalization here. So like in NH3, the previous what we had taken, the whole cis and trans isomers equate to same position, so same geometry, that is square planar geometry, having the same geometry, I can say, from the product as well as reactant for the non pi bonded inert ligand, for the absence of pi bonded inert ligand. This is what the summary we can draw from this rate of factors affecting the rate of equation. Is it right? So here is one concept we have completed here, that is acid hydrolysis in the presence of inert ligand, which is a pi donor. So this is very important to the examination, as a competitive examination point of view, as well as the steric hindrance of the rate of equation, how it affects the rate of equation. Okay, so SN1 and SN2. If it is more steric, definitely S11 reaction will be very fast. If it is more crowded, so definitely SN2 reaction will be very least. So you have to see in the competitive examination what he is asking, whether it is asking for SN1 or SN2 based on the steric effect. So no confusing here. So steric effect will be there, okay, in the complex, and if SN2 via reaction, if it is been asked, so this will be least, so rate of reaction will be very less. But via SN1, if the question is asked, then it will be very large. Rate of reaction will be very large. So no confusion in this. So for that, if you are very seen the previous video, so there will be no confusion. Hope you understood this concept. In the next video we will go for the next concept of this kinetics of coordination complexes. Thank you.